Season 2 of Million Dollar Secret is underway. I am so excited to be covering this show. Let the games begin. Hey y'all, it's Nate. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Million Dollar Secret Season 2, Episode 1. So if you haven't seen it yet and you do not want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. I just want to reiterate that this is going to contain spoilers for Episode 1 of Million Dollar Secret. I am covering this as if you have already watched the episode. That means from the very top of this video, once I get into this, there's going to be spoilers. And the reason that I am reiterating that is because I recently did commentary on something very bad is going to happen. Great show. I did what I consider great commentary on it. So you should go check that out if you're interested in horror thrillers. It was a really great show on Netflix. Someone said that I spoiled something for them, even though in that video I gave 3 different spoiler warnings at the top, like I always do, saying this is going to have spoilers. This is going to have spoilers. So I'm saying it multiple times so no one accuses me of spoiling it for them. This video is going to have spoilers about Episode 1 of Million Dollar Secret Season 2. Proceed with caution. I said it several times. If you say that you didn't hear or see it on the screen, I really don't know what to tell you. This is a very rare moment where I am doing episodic coverage of a show. Usually, majority of the time when I cover a show, I do it in batches. The main reason for that is because I am the production studio. I am the birthday, okay? And I do the recording, I do the scripting, I do the editing, and it's just less work for me with the amount of effort that I put into my videos. It's less work for me to do it in batches than to do it episode by episode. And that's not me being lazy, that's me being efficient. However, this is a rare scenario. Because of the way that this game is set up and there's so much that happens and it is a game show that is very strategic and there's lots of moving parts, I just can't cover this show in batches. I feel like that would be counterproductive and I need to be able to go in deep with every episode. So yes, we are doing episodic commentary on this show. So however many episodes of this there are, 8, that means you get 8 different videos from me. So please be nice in the comments because your girl is about to be tired, okay? Give me some grace, please. Because this is a case where we are doing episodic commentary, please do not talk about the next episode. Once we get into it, you can talk about everything that happened previously, but don't talk about anything that happened in episode 2 in the comment section of this video. I think we can all respect that. I would actually prefer if y'all just watch it episode by episode like I'm going to. That'd be great. You're about to hear my thoughts on episode 1, but of course I want to hear yours, so feel free to drop your thoughts below if you do want to participate in the conversation, and give this video a like and a hype before you go. So if you cannot tell, I am so freaking excited for this show. Y'all know I love game shows, and if you don't know, now you know. I'm not going to say I'm a huge fan because this show has a very particular type of fan base, but I am a very big fan of Survivor. I'm a big fan of The Mole. I'm a big fan of The Circle. I'm a big fan of The Amazing Race. Like, I love gameplay. I love game shows like this. That's kind of where my heart is. Like, I love the dating shows, but give me a good game show, yeah, I'm going in. Now, if this is your first time watching me cover a game show, I do need to give a bit of a disclaimer here. Something that you should know about me is that I like people who come in strategically and play hard games. It's the Survivor lover in me. I think Survivor might be the first game show that I ever saw as a kid, and so I just got that dog in me when it comes to game shows like this. I want to see people get ruthless. I want to see lying. I want to see backstabbing. I want to see manipulation. I want to see people rip each other apart. Metaphorically, of course. And so if you like a soft type of gameplay, you might not like my commentary because I'm rooting for the villain every single time when it comes to this. We ain't here to kumbaya. Everybody can be taken out at any given time. My hair got excited. So with all of that said, let's get into it. I just want to say I love that they come on this show dressed really fancy. It reminds me of a game of Clue, which is essentially what Million Dollar Secret is, and that's probably why I love it so much, because I love a game of Clue, the board games. Y'all know I collect board games. I feel like I said that before, but I do. I collect board games. I am really letting my nerd come out today. That's okay. I'm really excited about a game show. Yes, this reminds me of a game of Clue. I love that they all come dressed up fancy. It just kind of, in my opinion, sets the tone for the show, sets the tone for the mood. It's mystery vibes, it's spooky vibes, it's villain vibes, you know, that type of stuff. So I just feel like it perfectly sets the tone. Another thing that I really love about this show is that there's such a good mix of age ranges and ethnicities. Huge proponent for DEI. I don't know if y'all knew that, but I just think that's really what makes a show better, makes a project better, makes an organization better. Because when you have people from different age ranges, automatically they're going to have different ways of thinking and piecing puzzles together and strategizing because they come from different times. It's inevitable that your generation is going to think differently from this generation, from that generation. So the way that you approach problem solving and the amount of lived experience that you have in life, it's also going to affect how you problem solve. And so when you have a variety, it makes a show show like this really interesting because you get to see how everyone's minds work together. I feel like it's the same when it comes to ethnicities, ethical background and cultures. The way that I think about something because of the way that I was raised in my community, the way that I season my food might be different from the way that somebody else season their food. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different because based on where you're from. And so in my opinion, by default, when you have a great diverse cast for a show like this, it's just going to be better. And really not just a show like this, any cast. Because the show just got started, we have all the players on the board right now, but not many of them are making moves yet. So in this first video, I'm just going to be talking about the ones that I felt have started to move their piece across the board. First, let's talk about Kevin, because I like Kevin. I think he's going to give me a reason not to like him later on, but I really like him right now. Because in my opinion, he came in this game thinking strategically and ready to play. And I think his strategy for entering the game is spot on.
I want to come in as honest and genuine as possible because the more lies you do on the front end, the more of an act you have to put on the entire time.
Because it's true. If you come in too hot and you come in running that game on people and lying and deceiving, it's going to be very hard for you to maintain that energy throughout the duration of the game. And you're probably going to end up getting caught up by somebody who has a good memory. Usually that's how it happens in this game because this game is a test of memory for the most part. They might give somebody a clue on day 10 and that clue says on day 1, the millionaire right now lied about having a blue car and they actually have a white car. And then that person gonna go through every single person being like, what color car do you have? And if you don't remember that you lied about the color of your car and they remember that you said something else, then you just put a target on your back. And so it's better not to come in too hot with the lies. Like there are a few people who were lying about being only children up front, how many kids they have, what their professions are. You better make it a lie that you can remember because it can and probably will come back to bite you in the ass later on in this game, assuming you make it that far. What does Judge Judy say?
If you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory.
So yeah, you just much better starting off being as honest as possible because it's less to remember and it's going to help you build trust with the rest of the people who are playing the game. Another reason that I say Kevin came ready to play this game is because he is picking up on things very, very quickly. He picked up on the fact that Nick was hesitant about where he lived because I'm not gonna lie, the man don't seem like he's from Florida or lives in Florida or knows anything about Florida because he was hesitant on answering that question.
You're from Miami too? What neighborhood did you grow up in?
Well, I'm from Jersey originally, but that's where I live now.
Nick is hesitating a little bit on where he is from, and immediately that's suspicious.
It just didn't come off as natural. Like when somebody asks me where I'm from LA. It's easy. I mean, it's LA. So every time, I will never stop talking about how amazing LA is. For the natives, I don't know about the transplants. They be having a hard time, but I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm born and raised. Now, Kevin also not only picked up on the fact that Daisy was going around hugging everybody, but he pointed it out to other players as like a, hey, I saw that she been trying to hug everybody. Make sure you don't hug her because she might be up to something.
I'm picking up on Daisy trying to hug everybody, which is very suspicious to me. So that obviously is a red flag. Like it could be an agenda of some kind.
Don't give Daisy a hug. It's something we're clocking.
Now, if this is your first time watching this show, the reason that stands out, what you probably picked up on, is because the millionaire or whoever often gets these tasks to do, and if they complete the task, they get some type of advantage. Last season, the millionaire, I believe it was the millionaire, one of their agendas was to hug everybody in the group. And so the reason that stood out to him is because it is weird, it's bizarre. He clearly did his due diligence studying that first season, which somebody else didn't do, and I'll get into that. But I just love that he came in ready to play the game like that. Like you're thinking, you thinking exactly how you should be thinking. So even though he was wrong about that being the task that the millionaire had, his head is in the game, and I gotta respect that. And to be honest, even though it wasn't the millionaire's agenda, it was very much on Daisy's personal agenda.
Strategically in this game, I want to be liked enough by everybody in the house that I know people will always have Daisy's back.
She is playing a game. She's just not playing a game that was given to her by Peter, who is the host. Now let's talk about our first millionaire, that being Altie. First off, I ain't like how he was rubbing his nose all on the money. Sir, it's not gonna smell like it's freshly printed money. I'm quite sure it's fake. I don't think Netflix is actually handing you a case with $1 million US that's real money. It's probably play money. So sniffing it didn't make sense to me. But yeah, to Altie's misfortune, he is the first one who's the millionaire. Now, I say misfortune because you don't want to be the first one, because that means you're going to have to lie longer. What we know is that the people who aren't actually the millionaire tend to coast in this game because you don't have anything to hide. I mean, unless somebody starts suspecting you for no reason, you typically can be under the radar. What you really want is to get that money towards the end of the game because it's a shorter time to lie. If Altie holds on to that money this entire duration, he gonna be ducking and dodging accusations for the entire game. And I don't know how long the game actually has. Well, I can imagine like a week and a half at the bare minimum, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more. That's a long time to lie. That don't seem like a long time, but that's a long time to lie about having $1 million. And when it's $1 million on the line, people are gonna be suspicious and they're gonna be asking questions. And the more that player pool starts to dwindle down, the questions and the accusations gonna get more and more serious. So you definitely do not want to be the first or second person with the money. You want to get the money as close to the end of the game as possible. Like you want to be the last one with the money, basically. But because Altie is the first millionaire, Peter gives him a secret agenda.
If you achieve this secret agenda and survive the vote, you will earn a kill shot to use at the elimination dinner tomorrow night.
Now, the kill shot you absolutely want. That is one of the benefits of being the millionaire. The kill shot is exactly what it sounds like. It's a kill shot. Whoever you put that on, boom, out of the game. No questions asked. And the reason that it's a really unique opportunity is because it's a voting game, right? People get to vote out who they think the millionaire is each voting dinner. And so if the group votes out one person and you as Altie in this situation takes the kill shot, then that's 2 potential people that are out of the game. Just like that. It's very easy so long as you actually get to take the kill shot. That's a huge advantage and it's something that you will want. However, it is not always smart strategically to try to complete the secret agenda. Because if somebody catches on to the fact that you have an agenda, for example, the hugging situation, and they start spreading it around, just like Kevin did with Daisy, like, hey, she's hugging people, they start spreading it around and people start noticing, then people gonna start being a little iffy around you and maybe no one would have spoken to Altie. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to say no cap. And of course, that's gonna put a target on your back. On the flip side, if you either don't complete the secret agenda or you don't even attempt it, then you get automatically 3 votes against you. You don't want to have 3 votes going into the elimination dinner because if people start suspecting you, that's 3 additional votes they get, and that could be enough to push it over the edge. And that's why I like the game. It's so unpredictable. Like, it seems very straightforward, but you could go from 0 votes to 3 and all of a sudden that's the majority, and now it's so many moving parts, so many things can happen, and it keeps it exciting. So to me, it really is an illusion of choice. You can't just sit idly and not try to do it. So you want to try, but then again, in trying, you might get caught. So it's like a lose-win, but the win is very slim to none. Now, the secret agenda that Altie gets is absolutely sickening.
You must say one of the following phrases 10 times in conversation.
Give me some skin. See you later, alligator. Sorry, not sorry. No cap. Or bye, Felicia.
What man his age is regularly using bye, Felicia, and sorry, not sorry? And I'm so happy that he didn't choose either of those and he went with no cap, because that really was the easier one for him to try to trick people with. I actually thought that no cap was the smartest pick for him, and this is how I would have played it if I were him. Altie decided to go into the game telling people that he's a social studies teacher, because had he told him his actual job, which is being a politician, everybody would have been like, oh, this man lies for a living. Of course he's not trustworthy. So he goes with social studies teacher. I get it. He looks like the fun teacher. It makes sense for him. Like, I could see him as a social studies teacher. Maybe he was in an alternate universe. Now, right around the time 2 of the younger people in the group, I think it's Hunter and Nick, maybe? I can't quite remember. Maybe Hunter and Nick. Right around the time they start to recognize that he's saying no cap a lot.
No cap. Yep.
No cap. I like that. Yeah, I know.
No, it's not how it's
That's when he should have honed in on what I'm about to say. He should have been like, I teach middle school. My kids are always saying no cap. They're always saying skibbity toilet. Like, I would start rattling off stuff they say, and I'd be like, nah, they got me saying it. Easy. Because that gives it a backstory. What you do not want on this show is to have something that you're doing without a story behind it. Because people, just out of human nature, we will latch on to a story much easier than we'll latch on and believe something that just doesn't make sense to us. Like, when it doesn't make sense, we're gonna start questioning it. And this man using no cap frequently does not make sense. And so I would have put a story behind it. Yeah, it's my kids are always saying that to me. And he does try to connect it to his teaching, but the way that he does it sounds off, and that's because he doesn't know how to use this word in conversation. I think he was saying like, oh, in the morning, I say hi to them and they say no cap. Like, that's not the context that you would use no cap.
I'm talking about how I greet each of my students. No cap. Those are my people. Those are my kids. It's like a coin machine. Ding, 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 ding.
I feel like he just needed a little bit more context. Like he should have asked Peter to use it in a sentence or something. The definition that Peter gives him is, oh, that's just how they say keeping it real. But like it wasn't enough. Like he should have asked Peter like, how would I naturally use that in conversation or something, like spelling bee style. Can you use it in a sentence? Can you spell it? Can you do this? So you would have had a full understanding of, oh, this is how to naturally make that roll off of the tongue. And that's why he was using it so haphazardly. And that might end up being to his detriment, but we're not going to find that out until episode 2. And I have to say, I was laughing so hard watching this man who could potentially be my grandfather try to use the phrase no cap. It was just like, it's like they gave it to AI and they pushed AI out into the world without any meaning of what that meant and said, just start using it. Like just try to make it pop up in casual conversation.
Yo. No cap, baby.
Fly by the seat of our britches every day.
No cap. No cap.
Yeah.
Yep.
By some miracle, though, he actually pulls it off, or so we think, because we are left on that cliffhanger at the end of this episode. So I don't even know if he's gonna be around past the elimination dinner. But if he does, he absolutely 1000% needs to continue to use the phrase no cap. Because if he doesn't, he's still keeping that target on his back. And this is another reason why I love shows like this. You have to be thinking long term. If someone was overusing a phrase like no cap, especially if their generation doesn't use that, and all of a sudden they stop using it, and I know that the millionaires successfully completed their challenge and now you're not even using that phrase anymore after you were using it in daily conversation, yeah, that's gonna be suspicious to me. That's gonna make me think like, what were you up to? So if he does make it past this first elimination, he absolutely has to, and he needs to be thinking about the fact that he needs to continue to use no cap. It needs to become like second nature to him, because then people are gonna be like, oh, that's just him, like he's just weird. Let's move on to Natalie, who is not doing herself any favors right now. Now, Natalie does not get the $1 million, but she does get a clue about the millionaire.
The millionaire is a firstborn child.
And for some reason, unbeknownst to me, Natalie decides to immediately put a target on her own back. As soon as they get back from opening up their boxes and all of that, they start to mingle again, and everyone is discussing what was in their box, obviously because they want to know who's not going to know what was in the box because they have money in their box. And for some reason, Natalie says there was absolutely nothing in her box.
You didn't have anything in your box?
Nothing.
And this is where I have to question her strategy off top. Did you not watch season 1 of this show? Because had you watched season 1 and studied it like you should have done before coming on here, you would have known that even the people who didn't get money or a clue on day 1 received a welcome note.
No money, no clue. Just a welcome note.
So you know that the box wasn't completely empty. So why would you say nothing? Of course people are going to be suspicious of you. Now, to her credit, Altie did get tipped off of what was in the box, because all he had was money. He didn't even get a card. He didn't get a clue. He had nothing. He wouldn't have even known which way the card opened up. So he had to know that information, or it would have been pretty obvious that he was the millionaire. Like, that's kind of a given that they have to give the millionaire that, because otherwise they won't be able to have conversation. But in Natalie's case, she could have said, I got the same card you guys got, or something. Saying that there was nothing in the box is crazy, because everybody knows that's not true. And more people than she thinks knows that she said that. So moving forward for season 3 of this show, anybody who comes on here, please study the previous seasons and know what to expect. You could not say stuff like there was nothing in there. I need y'all to come in with your head in the game like Kevin did. Everyone knows that she was lying about that, and she better hope that they don't remember it later on in the game. And I don't know how well that's gonna work out for her, because Hunter is on her ass.
How can I be the millionaire and have the clue at the same time?
Because you're lying. I think you could potentially be lying about having the clue.
Oh, then this conversation's done.
Sounds good.
You're an idiot.
Let's talk about this first challenge.
The person you are targeting will be given a choice. Reveal a truth about themselves, and in doing so, make your shot harder. Or keep their secret at the cost of making your job easier.
Which I'm pretty surprised that a lot of people did successfully. I think it's because the dart gun had a scope on it, because I feel like I would have missed it. If you never shot a gun before, I never shot a dart gun, but if you never shot a gun before, like, you think you have it lined up, but like sometimes it's not that easy to, unless you have a scope to like really get it on target. So I was surprised that so many people made the shot. Altie, our millionaire, gets very, very lucky in this challenge, because he gets chosen as a shooter. Had he not had his animal randomly selected out of that bag to be a shooter, he could have ended up as being someone who was the target. And then he would have had to open up his card. And that would have given too much away for him as the millionaire. And so what he would have done is not say anything, and that would have put a target on his back. So he got very lucky in this game in the sense that he got to be the one to take somebody out. Couldn't have played out better for him. And Daisy was the perfect choice because of the hugging thing, she already had a target on her back. But she chooses not to reveal her secret.
I have told everybody here that I have 3 children. I have 2 children. I am not going to reveal that.
And that pretty much makes the target on her back official. It was pinned on there before. It was a little safety pin on there before. But by choosing not to reveal her secret, she damn near glued it on there. It's on there now. People are paying attention. Because not only were you hugging a bunch of people, now you don't want to say what your card said? Yeah, okay. And then, I don't know if Peter did this on purpose because Peter be petty sometimes. But during that challenge, at the end of it, he said,
You should also know that the millionaire has completed their agenda.
And the reason that did not work out well for Daisy is because of the fact that during that challenge, she hugged someone. So if I'm in this game, I'm thinking, I just saw her hug someone. He said that the millionaire completed the agenda. Was that the agenda? Like, that's what I would be thinking. So Daisy is not sitting pretty right now. She needs to tone it down. And the thing is, she's not the millionaire, but I don't know. Maybe it'll end up working out better for her because she's not the millionaire. So she's doing all these things now and they're going to be like, that's just how she is. It could play out that way too, but it ain't looking too good for her. I don't know. But Peter's timing was impeccable on giving them that information. And so all around after that challenge, Altie left looking good, and he got into the trophy room. And this hasn't come into play yet. Like I said, we're still very early in the game, but Umeko, love her name by the way, also decides not to share her secret during that game. Now later on at the elimination dinner, her secret does come out, but she did lie to Natalie, and so now people are going to know that she has the ability to lie to people, so that could put a light target on her back as well. We'll see if it actually comes up later on. It probably will. Now let's talk about what happened in this trophy room, because Natalie is the type of player who almost has too much strategy, and it's a fine line. So I know it can be hard, but I really think she's the type of player that does too much too soon. Prior to going into the trophy room, the group, so meaning the entire group, all of the players decide that Hunter should be the one to get a clue from Peter if he does in fact give a clue about the millionaire in the trophy room. It's pretty much a unanimous decision. Everyone decides. When the group of people who make it into the trophy room actually get there, those people being Umeko, Kevin, Lauren T, Hunter, Altie, Melissa, and Natalie, when they all get there, Natalie out of nowhere decides, let me throw Lauren's name in the ring. Hey, why don't we send Lauren to be the one to get the clue from Peter? Now her reasoning for this, what she tells the group is, I want Lauren to be the one to get the clue because I trust Lauren and I know for a fact that Lauren has been telling the truth. And it seems haphazard to everyone else because the only reason that Natalie knows Lauren has been telling the truth is because during the challenge, Lauren also gets a card and she decides to reveal her secret, and her secret is she has an older brother or sister or something, so she's not the oldest child. And because Natalie knows that the oldest child is the millionaire, and she knows for a fact, because it was admitted in a game, that Lauren is not an eldest child, she knows that she can trust Lauren because Lauren is the millionaire at this given point in time. That's the other thing for anyone watching this for the first time or just watching my commentary. The millionaire can change from time to time. I actually don't remember if it changes at every elimination or if it's more like if you end up making it through elimination with the money, then you keep it. I don't really remember. I know that there's some points in time where the millionaire can have the option to move the money around. So there are things like that, but I don't remember the details on how the boxes move. But it does change hands. It doesn't always stay with the same person. Natalie knows for a fact that right now Lauren is not the millionaire. So she wants to send her in because Lauren has no incentive to lie about what the clue is. That's the other thing. You don't have to tell anybody else what the clue said. You can lie about it. You can make something up. You can say he didn't tell you anything. It's a fair game. No rules. That's why I love it. All that to say, Natalie does have a reason to trust Lauren, but at this point in time, Natalie hasn't told anyone that she got the clue, so no one has a reason to trust Natalie, and no one knows that clue about the millionaire. And so when she says it, it just seems random as hell, and it seems suspicious. It seems sneaky, especially when everyone had already agreed upon Hunter. I don't know why she did it in that way and chose to bring it up in that way. It was just very bizarre.
I just want us to think this through. Not saying that you are the millionaire, but in the event that you were and nominated yourself, that's a little funky to me.
Is there any reason you have such strong feelings? This is kind of very sudden. This just feels like extremely sudden. And I don't get where it's coming from.
I just know that you're telling the truth, I just would prefer you being the person that gets this clue.
There's no other way I can say it. It's haphazard and sloppy gameplay. So they end up taking a vote inside the trophy room. Majority rules, everybody sticks with Hunter because that makes the most sense. And this is the clue that he gets.
The millionaire completed their agenda by keeping it real.
Now, although it is blatantly obvious to us, that they're referring to the no cap because we know about it. If I was hearing that and I was on this game show, I would be thinking, oh, that means that the millionaire hasn't lied about anything thus far, because that's what keeping it real means. It means they didn't lie. I wouldn't be tying it to the no cap because that's a very specific thing that you'd have to pick up on versus being like, okay, the millionaire's kept it real. The millionaire hasn't lied about anything. Let's find out who hasn't lied. All of that played perfectly for Altie because he was in the trophy room. He got to see how everything played out. He knows that that's how it played out, and he knows that nobody was suspecting him at all. Now, why Natalie decides to go up to Hunter and come clean about having the clue after the trophy room, I have no idea.
To be honest with you, I don't have a ton of reason to trust you. We got in the trophy room and you started pointing at, you made me look awful.
Hunter,
you painted an awful picture for me. That's totally fair, but why should I trust you? Like, why should I trust that that clue is even true right now?
I cannot believe that I just told you the clue and then this is your demeanor and your behavior. You know I'm gonna...
I can't believe what you just did in the trophy room.
You just showed him you weren't trustworthy. So for all those reasons, Natalie was not doing herself any favors. And by the time we get to the elimination dinner, most of the players are between her and Daisy for who the millionaire is. Most people except for one person, and that person is Nick.
I do think Altie is the millionaire. I know this is totally out of left field. I think you've been doing a great job with the money. Obviously, I put a target on my back if we don't get enough votes towards Altie. So if I go home, that's what happened. And I know this might confuse some people, I don't know, but that is full-heartedly what I think is the case.
So selfishly, I want to see Nick stay in this game because I think he's a good player and I think he's going to keep the game itself on its toes. That being said, if Altie is lucky enough to make it past this elimination, he needs to use his kill shot to get rid of Nick expeditiously. And while I like Nick's gameplay in the sense that he was able to put 2 and 2 together with the no cap situation, I almost feel like he should have kept it to himself because I don't think he's making a strong enough case for why he thinks it's Altie. Granted, we got left on a cliffhanger, but as of right now, the way that it ended, I don't think he's made a good case for why he thinks it's Altie. And if his case continues to be weak, then no one's going to believe him and no one's going to vote for Altie, and Altie's going to take him out using a kill shot if he's thinking smart. Now, had he held on to this information about Altie wouldn't even be on anyone's radar right now. And Nick could have gone into the next round of the game guaranteed because nobody will be looking at him either, and the person with the kill shot wouldn't be looking at him. Now he put himself at risk for leaving because if enough people don't end up voting against Altie and he doesn't get out this game, that kill shot is about to take Nick out. Matter of fact, I think the kill shot is going to take Nick out regardless, but I think he should have held on to that information and just started to use it later on because now he might not even make it. Like I said, we got left on a cliffhanger, so we don't know if Nick is going to say, hey, the reason that I think it's Altie is because of the no cap thing. No cap, keeping it real. That's what I think. We don't know if he's going to say that or not. If he does flat out say that, I think it's going to be very easy to get everybody on board because once it's said out loud, it's going to be easy to connect the dots. Oh, no cap, keeping it real. But if no one actually says it to you, you might not make the connection. But at the end of the day, it's up to him if he wants to play that card or not. I think it would be very advantageous for him to do so, but maybe he won't. Maybe he's just going to think people will go off his word that Altie is being suspicious. Altie, as it stands at the end of episode 1, is in hot water, and I would not want to be in his position. He almost made it. That's the thing that kind of sucks about it. He almost made it through the entire first round as the millionaire without even anybody looking his way until Nick decided to throw his name out there. Now his name is out there. You can't take that back. Like I said, selfishly, I would love to see Nick stay in the game and see Altie go home because that would just be great gameplay. Just one random person figuring it out in the 11th hour, like, that's good gameplay to me. Then again, I would also love for Altie to use his kill shot to get rid of Nick. So I don't know. I don't really know how I want it to play out. I just finished recording this video and I just had another thought because I'm getting ready to sit down and watch episode 2. I just realized that Altie actually cannot take Nick out of the game. If Altie uses that kill shot to get rid of Nick, everybody's going to know that he's the millionaire because who else would have used that kill shot against him other than the millionaire because he was right. So this actually is about to be even more interesting because, yeah, Altie can't use it. He can't use that kill shot against Nick. So scratch all that I just said about that. He can't even do that. I think either way that situation in particular plays out, I'm going to be satisfied. Let me know your predictions for episode 2 if you have any. Please keep it to predictions for episode 2. If you've already watched it, we don't want to hear that. I'll be back soon to talk about episode 2 and of course the remainder of the season. And until then, I see you next time. Bye! I don't even use no cap that often. I don't think have I ever used that? I think I've only ever used no cap ironically. There is something in my eye.